Okay, these are our stacks for the month of November. You have stack 1, stack 2, stack 3, and stack 4. You can either close your eyes, pause this video, and allow 1, 2, 3, or 4 to come to you, or you can look at the stones and you can just see which one really draws your eye or draws you to it. Either way, you're going to get a reading for the month. So here we go. Welcome everybody, I'm Brandy Joy, and I'm going to read your tarot cards. This is pick a card, or you could call it pick a stack, because really when you pick, I actually read about 10 cards for you. So if you want to, you can go down to the description and you can, after you choose your card, you can just click on the timestamp if you're on your desktop, and you can go right to 1, 2, 3, or 4. All right, so pick your card, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and allow it to come to you. You can also look at the stones, as I was saying. If you chose stack 1, you'll see this one right here. And stack 2 is this beautiful green stone right here. And stack 3 is this stone right here. Very pretty. And finally, this gemstone right here is for stack 4. Okay. All right, so I do this every month. I also do this weekly on the live stream. I've been doing it for many years. I've been doing tarot for 20 years. I teach it. And for those of you that already know me, let's jump in. Okay, let's start with stack number 1. Stack number 1, we have the Universe card. So the Universe card, as you can see, is a card, it's actually a more positive card. Even though it can be tough to go through this kind of experience that this card resonates and puts out, it is a more positive card. It has to do with your path of awakening. It has to do with Kundalini awakening more specifically. And so as you start this month, this new moon energy that we're coming into this month, this month is really the circumstance of you on your path of awakening. You are going to be very focused this next month in either Kundalini awakening or some type of awakening path, because this is the first path of the mystic. It's path 32 on the tree of life. And you can see right here, it's the World card. The World card symbolizes you awakening on your journey, you connecting with your spirit and becoming aligned with your path. All right, so this is the circumstance. So this is what the new moon energy is bringing you this month. This is the energy of you really tapping into your own awakening energy. So this is a very spiritual month for you coming up. You're probably already feeling the energies and feeling like, yes, this is a very spiritual month, a very spiritual time. I'm feeling a calling towards that right now. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, okay? So this is where you're at right now. You're feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit like you're focused, but your energies are not quite where you want them to be yet. So if you look at this card, it's a pentacle card, and it's a card of a knight, and a knight is very airy. A knight is very usually very swift and very mental, always thinking, right? And so you're thinking a lot, but you're staying stuck. And you're feeling this energy, you're feeling this calling, but you're still a little bit stuck feeling. You're just feeling like your energy is almost too grounded in a way. And a lot of times when we have too much going on, too much chaos, it really makes us feel stuck because we can't even think straight. Our intuition, we can't tap into it very well. So you might be feeling that stuck energy. It's like focused, but also a little bit stuck. And so what you're going towards, the archetype you're going towards this month, is the King of Swords. All right. And the King of Swords is an archetype of fire and air. It's really an archetype of spontaneity, of go, go, go. It's a card of opening to your higher senses, opening to the air and fire element in your, in your energy body. So this is a good energy for you to really just open up. You can see right here, it's almost like the butterflies between the two crescent moons at the top, right? This is like you transforming your life, you getting unstuck, you being in the cocoon right now, but then opening up. So what you're going towards is this energy of becoming very decisive, and this energy of as you go through this awakening, as you go through this energy of this next month, I'm really sensing this feeling of like opening, and this energy of really feeling tapped in intuitively, tapped in psychically, tapped into what you know. So crown chakra energy is really going to start vibrating for you. Okay, and then we have the stuck energies that you're dealing with. So let's look at your stuck energies. We have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is it's like being stuck from being betrayed. Okay, so this is a card of the mental. This is a card of the realm of the mind, and so something's bothering you. Okay, something's bothering you still from the past, and those shadows are causing you to feel stuck right now. And even though you know and you feel like, yeah, I'm about to go through this, I feel like a change is coming, the Seven of Swords is still there. That Seven of Swords, that betrayal that you've experienced in your past is still affecting you. Okay, it's still in those lower chakras. It's still something that's kind of seeping into causing the stuckness, really seeping into keeping you from opening fully and awakening fully. That betrayal has really caused you a lot of programming that really doesn't do any good for you. It keeps you from your growth, right? And so this is the other stuck energy. So that betrayal, you felt abandoned. So with that betrayal that you've experienced in the past, you feel abandoned. You feel like you haven't been heard, you haven't been recognized for something. So it's a part of your shadow, and the shadows are not always negative, right? The shadows are just hidden parts of ourselves. So there's a part of you that has not been acknowledged. And this Eight of Cups is really an energy of leaving things behind, right? And so you feel like, you've been left behind a little bit by some people in your life. You've been, it's almost like you just don't feel, what's the word for it? You don't feel whole, I guess. You feel like there's a part of you missing still. Almost like somebody has taken a piece of you, right? And so that's causing the stuckness. It's almost like you need some soul retrieval or something. You need to pull back your energy. Right? Alchemical work, as many of you know, will help you to pull back that energy, will help you to clear and to fill up those gaps, and to even do soul retrieval. So there's something going on with your energy that's just feeling like it was taken away from you a little bit, and that's causing some of your stuckness, the stuff from the past. So what actions are advised here? Well, the first action that is advised is the Four of Pentacles. And so this is a card of groundedness. So what I'm really getting here is that you need to ground, okay? A simple exercise you can do to ground your energy is to close your eyes and just imagine that you're like a tree and you have roots growing out of your feet down into the ground, and really feel that energy and focus. I focus on green and citrine and brown energies and stuff around my feet whenever I'm doing like middle pillar exercise or any of those alchemical rituals, and I'm focusing on earth energy or root energy, I really start focusing on those colors. Also, you can have like a salt rock in your room, which will help you to ground. Oh, speaking of, I have a salt rock right behind me. You can probably see it over there in the corner. A salt rock is very earthy. It's very root chakra. It's very salty and grounding, right? Earth element. And so that's what I'm feeling for you is you need to ground. You need to focus on earth and root element. So that's a very important part for you. But also we have the Four of Wands. You have two fours. Oh my goodness, 8, right? And 8 is it's like the magical number, the number of major transformation, the number of the psychic and the psychologist. So anyways, we have the Four of Wands, okay? And the Four of Wands is telling you, it's advising you that you need to commit. All right. So you know that you have these stuck energies. You know about these past traumas, but you have to commit to really connecting with your spirit guides and connecting with your higher self and really doing your cleansing work. And so that is where you're lacking. You're lacking in the commitment, maybe, to really, really dive in to your own cleansing and really pushing it out. So even though you're probably doing something, because looking at these cards, it looks like you are doing probably some spiritual work. I feel like looking at this card, there could be a little bit more of a commitment to your guides and to your higher self and to that connection and groundedness that you could be working on. Work on that root chakra. But also this is solar chakra too. So I'm really sensing these lower chakras, 1, 2, and 3, could really be worked on for you. That would help with the stuck energy. So the energy to tap into, now look at this. You had the King of Swords earlier, right? As where you're going, what you're becoming, you're cocooning. And then you have the energy that you should tap into. So the energy you should tap into is the Ace of Swords. And this is the mental realm. This is the energy of Hode, right? This is Mercury. And when I say Hode, I mean the Tree of Life, number 8, actually. So Ace of Swords, though, this is like a new way of thinking. And that makes sense with commitment and really focusing on your groundedness and stuff. But commitment is so important for you to do this clearing and to finally break free from some of the stuck energies that you have going on. All right. And for letting go of that old stuff that's going on. So the Ace of Swords is the energy you should be tapping into. And I suggest that you meditate on this card this month. You use this in your new moon ritual, whatever you might do for new moon, maybe a meditation or pull some cards or something, but put this one on your altar for the month. And I want you to really focus on it. What can you clear? What can you change here? What beliefs can you change, right? That's what this one's talking about, is beliefs and philosophies and ideas and thoughts. What needs to be cleared there? Because this is where you're going. This is the energy that you need to be working with this next new moon cycle right now. And then we have what you're manifesting. So you are manifesting the Magician. Okay, the Magician card, this is a highly spiritual card. This is a card of you being able to manifest what you want because your will is in alignment. Your true will is in alignment with your root chakra. And when you can align those two, when you can really clear yourself and align, that is when you really start manifesting what you want, because we're always manifesting what we are. But if you want to manifest what you want, then you've got to get into that true will. You've got to do your alchemical work. You've got to do those rituals that really open you up and align you with your higher self and clear your karma, right? Because the Magician, this is the card this is like your path right now. This is what you're manifesting as long as you are doing the work, as long as you're following the advice of these cards. And the goal this month for you is to do shadow work as well. So I always like to have a goal for you for the month. The goal here, beyond meditating with, the Ace of Swords and doing some clearing on the lower 3, which has to do with shadow work, do some shadow work. Do some either inner child work. Shadow work can be very simple in a way. What you can do, you can either do it with the cards, or you could just journal, right? Or do dream work. And so what you could do is you could write down questions for yourself. Like, for instance, what is it that, I don't recognize within myself? What is it that I don't recognize within myself? Or what is it that I feel like I could do better in my life? So just start asking yourself the hard questions. Start asking yourself, what can you do to make your life better? And really keep diving in, to your hidden potentials and to those hidden things. What do I not like about myself? What do I not, really focus on that I should maybe be focusing on a little bit more within myself? Right? So just start asking yourself the hard questions about yourself. And those questions that I gave you, use those as a starting point. And as you meditate and as you do this work this month and you start really getting into this, you're going to really be able to answer those questions fully, and you'll be able to come up with your own questions from there. So that was for stack 1. All right, and now we're going to move on to stack 2. We have this beautiful stone here. All right, that was your stone for the stack. Okay, so let's take a look at what you have going on. Well, the circumstance of the month for you as we come into this November energy with the new moon and everything, the energy is the Tower. So the circumstance that you're dealing with this month is, it's like an awakening, but through crisis. Okay, so you're having a crisis that's causing your awakening. So you're waking up to, it could be potentials in yourself, it could be things that you need to do for yourself, but there's some type of awakening happening, and it's something that you ignored way too much. You ignored it, and now it's like, here, okay, you ignored it. Well, here you go. Now you're going to see it. And so that's what you're dealing with. The energies this month is this like crisis of awakening. You can see that this card, the Tower, it's not a friendly card. It's a card of crisis. It's a card of awakening. You can see the lightning bolt of God here is striking the Tower of illusion, and everybody's falling out of it. These fiery little pieces, they represent the tree of life and the paths to awakening. So you are awakening, and this is the archetype that you are this month, is the King of Wands. Okay. Now this is a good card in a lot of ways. It's a very strong-willed card, right? This is where you're at. You're very strong-willed. You're in a place where you're like, okay, you know what? I can do this. I can like do things that I have to do. So this crisis of awakening, even though you're having this crisis of awakening, you still have your strength. You still have your fire. You're a very fiery person. You're very, you feel like, yeah, I can do it, right? Maybe you have a lot of Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius in your chart. You might not even know that. But that is something that right now with this Mars energy, actually, we have this Mars energy that's really highlighted right now. And that is really playing in for you and making you feel like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I am going to do this. And that's how you're feeling. You're just feeling like you can keep going. You can go, you can do it. But one of the big things about this card is you can see the little salamander guys, they're all over it. And they symbolize taking baby steps, taking little steps, right? Then you have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is where you're going this month. The Queen of Swords, you can see the angel and you can see the butterfly down there. You see the angel and the butterfly. And then we have the bird up there. So all of this is you not just go, but you being able to open up to channeling. Okay, so this month, this new moon energy is giving you the potential to awaken, right, your latent abilities, some skills that are within you, some of those gifts that you haven't been using enough they have the potential to open for you this month. This is the month for you to really start opening. Okay, so Queen of Swords is telling you, hey, it's time for you to open. It's time for you to channel. It's time for you to get information from your higher self. It's time for you to get information from your spirit guides. Be able to download that information, to expand your aura, clear your chakras, and let that energy flow in so that you have the right information to make the best decisions in your life. And then we have your stuck energies. Let's look at your stuck energies. Okay, we have the Four of Cups. All right, and so the Four of Cups, this is a card of, try to put it right there in the thing for you. So with this one, it's a heart chakra block. Really, that's what it is. It's like you're not opening your heart chakra enough. You're not listening to your higher self enough, and this is what's been causing this crisis. It's like the heart chakra is blocked. It's like kind of shut down, right? You're feeling like constricted, contracted emotionally. When we make our decisions and we take actions based on ego and just what our needs are, rather than our heart chakra, our compassionate self, our love. When we're not making decisions based on that, we're creating more karma in our lives. And that karma is what causes Tower energy. Okay, that's the crisis of karma not being recognized and dealt with fully. So the Four of Cups is telling you, hey, you have a heart chakra block. You need to pay attention to that. And then we have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is like you're not letting go of something, but you need to. It's like that energy is done. Something has to be released here. And you've been holding on to it way too long and staying very constricted and blocked. And so it might be some type of thing going on in the past or something, but you're just way too stuck on it. That's what I'm getting really is the past, of course, right? But you're definitely stuck on something. You think about it way too much. It comes up into your, because there's cords, right? When we have thoughts that keep coming back or people keep coming back in our head, that means that there's a cord there, a cord of attachment. And if you cut that cord of attachment, it doesn't mean they leave or anything. It just means that that energy is now, that negative energy of pulling on each other is done. It's gone. And that's what needs to be released. I'm getting cord cutting here is very important for you. Okay, if you chose this stack 2, I'm really feeling cord cutting is super important for you and opening up that heart chakra. Okay, then we have the Six of Wands, okay? And this is the behavior or advice that you should be taking. And so here we have the Six of Wands, all right? And the Six of Wands is confidence, victory. It's feeling like I can do this. You know, I can take control of my life. Now you have the King of Wands as your archetype, right? You know, you have that willpower. You have that fire. Okay, so it's advised that you tap into that fire and you use it. Use that fiery spark, that emotional spark within you. Use that feeling energy. And really, one of the things you can do with this is you could play some music, right? Before you do your meditations or manifestation work or rituals, you could play some music that really gets you fired up. And that can be any music you want. It doesn't have to be some type of metaphysical music. It should be whatever gets you feeling fiery. And that right there will help you open up that fiery potential is what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing so much fire. So much fire. And I'm seeing a lot of vibes in here too. So it's like you're going through this karmic transformation. It's like you're going through a time where it's crisis. It's time for you to open. It's time for you to awaken. And you're feeling these energies hardcore, right? But tap into that fire energy. That's what I'm getting is you know, you have 2 wand cards right here. And then you have the king up there of wands. But also I'm getting that you also need to stay grounded as you do this, because when you're channeling and you're opening up to channeling like I'm seeing you do coming up, you need to make sure that you ground first, okay? So this is the energy that you need to make sure you also tap into this month, and that is grounding energy, okay? So look at this card. This is a card of being on your right path, but as you ground, as you focus on that more earthy part of your world, root chakra, grounding down, right? Allowing your roots, your energy lines to really ground into the earth, you know, and imagine that you have roots, just like a tree, just flowing down into the earth, okay? And that will help you to ground down as you get into this very emotional time of opening up to your higher self. And then we have what you're manifesting this month. And you are manifesting the Judgment card, okay? So that means that as you awaken this month, as you start awakening, as things start coming to a head for you, you are going to be in a place where you are really opening up intellectually to the other side. It's like your life philosophies and things are going to change with this a little bit and going to open and just expand. It's like you're on the learning path. So the Judgment card has a lot of layers to it, right? But one of them is awakening. Look at that, awakening. You have 2 awakening cards. You have the first awakening card here, and then you have another awakening card here. And this one lead you into the path of Hod. And you have an 8 right here. You have a couple of 5s going on, numerology wise. And then the Judgment card leads you into the sphere number 8 on the Tree of Life. So you, my friend, are on the path of awakening intellectually. And so you need to really tap into, the sword energy, the mental energy. You need to be tapping into your higher self, really doing that alchemical work, doing those things that will brighten your path, right? Because the goal here is the Star card. And the goal is to have faith in yourself, to have faith in spirit, but also to cleanse your chakras and to open up and expand your aura and allow your kundalini to flow. Because that heart chakra block that we were talking about and all this stuff you have going on, right? I'm really feeling like this is your month to really start channeling and to really opening up your spiritual gifts. And in order to do that, the goal is to cleanse. Now, this is a beautiful card. This has all that watery and starry element, which means that it's about you cleansing your energy, you really using that etheric energy to cleanse, that 5th element energy to cleanse. So start with something like where you visualize water, just like rain, like flowing through you and just cleansing you. Another thing that I've always liked to do with all of this work alchemically is I do like to get into a shower and allow the water to run down and just imagine that it's like clearing my energy. So I do that before I do my alchemical rituals, and that would be very helpful for you. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. I would love to hear from you in the comments if it resonated with you or if you had any questions. All right, so that was stack 2. Let's move on to stack 3. You chose this little stone here. Very pretty. Oh, it's kind of pink. I know you probably can't tell on the video quality, but it's a little bit pink. Can you tell it's pink back here? Anyways, so the circumstance of the month for the new moon energy with you this month is the Hermit card. Okay, so the Hermit, looks like it's kind of glaring on there, huh? The Hermit card is about your circumstances being isolated. Okay, you can see the ice, right? You can see that it's like going within. So your circumstance right now is that you're feeling a bit lonely. You're feeling a little bit like you're alone on your path, like, or maybe that you're just, having to go within a lot in order to do the work that you need to do. So this Hermit card is telling you, hey, this is your circumstance. We're the Hermit right now. We are in a place of like having to shine our own light within and to open up to our own potentials and really just focus on the internal in order to manifest something better on the external, right? So you're in this Hermit mode right now. And then we have the Page of Wands. This is where you're at as well. And the Page of Wands is, it's like an archetype of creativity, passion, right? So you're in this place where you're feeling a little isolated, but you're also feeling passionate. You're feeling driven. You're feeling like, I could really take some steps forward here. I'm feeling like this Mars energy is what you're feeling, right? You're just like, yeah, I could use this energy. I'm going within. I can keep stepping forward. I can keep growing here. You can see this is a card of growth. You can see the green on the staff, right? And he's looking up at it as potential. And so you're seeing your potential. You're seeing that right now, even though you're in this place where you're feeling a little bit isolated, you're feeling a little bit like you're alone in some way, you still see that you can grow. You still see that things are going to change. And what you should be moving towards is the Page of Swords. And so the Page of Swords, this is an energy of really communicating, being able to express and communicate what you know and what you feel internally. And so this is what it wants you to move towards this month. It wants you to move towards opening up to your own expression, opening up to your own potential and communicating and putting yourself out there. And this could be communication in terms of spirit, or it could be in communication in terms of maybe a relationship, or communication about, maybe you're writing a book, or you want to write a book, or you're wanting to teach a course, or you're wanting to help people and talk to them or counsel them. But I'm really feeling like you need to invoke Raphael. I'm really getting that with this one. So if you work on just imagining a bright yellow or gold light with like a little bit of purple around the light, just close your eyes and imagine this bright yellow light, a little bit of purple specks, and just invoke Raphael by chanting Raphael. Okay, that will help you to focus on this energy, this Page of Swords energy, which is what you need. Okay, you need to be focusing a little bit more on the mind and also on the message this month. And then we have the Seven of Cups. This is where you're stuck. Okay, so you're stuck in a couple of sevens. Actually, you have two sevens. Odd, right? So Seven of Cups. This is where you're stuck. So you're stuck. You're like a little bit in the clouds. You're a little bit daydreamy. You're a little bit stuck and not sure what you want. A little bit sensitive, over emotional right now. And we also have the Seven of Pentacles, which is feeling like things have not really panned out the way that you planned. So this energy for you is very much Nisak, and that would be number 7 on the Tree of Life. And that is our emotional body. That has to do with our desires, our urges, our feelings, our emotions, what we're attracted to. And so that area is what is blocking you. That is where you're emotionally stuck, is in 7. You're emotionally stuck in the emotional realm. So, you have this like energy of just feeling like things really haven't manifested. You feel very much up in the air right now. You feel very just stuck in emotion, stuck in like a potential, but hasn't manifested, right? And then we have this 7, you have another 7. This is your advice. We have the 7 of Wands. And so this is more fire to the water, right? And fire is about like really like being able to put your, to ground yourself, but also to fight off whatever is coming at you. And so with this guy, you can see he has the high ground, and he has a lot of potential here to get ahead, but he still feels like he's constantly having to fight things off, right? And so you're feeling like you have to ground and you have to fight and you have to use your will and your fire energy all the time. So this energy is telling you that you really need to stand your ground. You need to stay rooted. But also you have 6 of Pentacles. And so that's telling you need to make sure that you're reaching out for help. So, stay on the defense, okay? But also reach out for help here. And it looks like there's help to be offered for you, okay? There is help to be offered. And I don't know if that's coming from spirit for some of you, and for others of you, it's coming from somebody here in the physical, or people in the physical, or an organization. But there is help for this issue that you're having, these emotional things that you have going on, and feeling like the stuckness and the aloneness and stuff. I'm really feeling like you need to stand your ground and defend yourself, and maybe do some psychic protection and stuff, but also you need to reach out. And as you do work with the Hermit card, as you tap into this energy, you'll start being able to get some answers on how to get that help, okay? But you've got to meditate on this. You've got to focus. I would say, grab this guy and really do some meditation with the Hermit card this month. And then we have the energy that you need to be focusing on this month. Emotion, again, of course, okay. Man, this is like, for stack 3, you are all emotion. So sensitivity too, sensitivity and compassion, right? So this is the energy you need to be using. You need to be using that second chakra energy, that sacral chakra energy, that energy of emotion. That's the energy of fuel. That is the energy of movement, because your root chakra, right, is the beginning. And then the second chakra, though, is what really moves that Kundalini energy up. Okay, it's like the fuel to the fire. And it moves you up to the solar and to the heart, right? So the solar is fire and the heart is air. So you want to use that watery energy to kind of allow things to move. And so if you're feeling like you're having like some sacral chakra stuff going on, some emotional stuff in your second chakra, one of the things that I like to recommend for sacral chakra is that you really focus in on, are you accepting other people's emotions? Like when somebody says, I'm sorry, or somebody gives you a compliment, or someone says, I love you, whatever they say to you that's emotional, are you really feeling it? Are you really allowing it? Or are you saying, oh yeah, thanks, but then not really accepting it? Like, what are you doing that's not accepting that from other people? And that is causing that loneliness. That's causing that feeling of aloneness with that second chakra, because that's isolation. It's energetic isolation when you're not allowing. And as you open that second chakra, as you allow other people in, it will help to move that energy, and so that you will actually start manifesting better and start attracting more abundance and more help from others. That second chakra is so important for that kind of thing, for money, abundance, success, and connection, and getting things from others, including friendship, right? So that second chakra is where you need to be focusing this month. And then what you're manifesting is the Fool card. That means that you're on a new journey, okay? So you are manifesting this new journey. You're manifesting this like whole new way of life. And as you open up and as you focus on this Ace of Cups and as you focus on the sacral chakra and as you move towards becoming more expressive and more emotional, but not emotional in the way of feeling alone and emotional, but opening and connecting with others and allowing others in, this is going to change things for you, okay? It's really going to open things up for you. In fact, your ultimate card, the goal of the month for you, is to focus on the Sun card, okay? And to focus on your Sun in your chart, okay? There's two parts to your Sun in your chart. You have your sign, so say that you're a Cancer, right? And you're like, all right, my sign's Cancer, but what house is it in? Is it in the 7th house? If it's in the 7th house, that's Libra. Okay, so you need to focus then on both the house and the actual sign. So what are those two things that you need to work out in your energies? Okay, focus on that. Look at your astrology chart. And for those of you that are in my membership or ever taken class from me, you know how to pull your astrology chart on astro.com, right? So the Sun, this is also a goal of happiness and joy. And joy doesn't come from goals on the outside or anything like that, or money or success. Joy comes from within. All right. So this feeling of isolation, this hermit that you have going on, that's not about your external reality as much as it is your internal reality that you need to work on. So focus again on your Sun, okay? Because this joy has to come from within, and you'll brighten your path with your Sun energy. Again, look at your zodiac sign and the actual house that your Sun is in, if you can. So that was for stack 3. Now let's look at stack 4. We have this little guy right here. Can you see it okay? It's very pretty, right? Okay, so this was your stone. So your card, your circumstance for the month, coming here in November of the new moon on the 15th, right? This whole month, this next month, all through November and in through December, half of that, we have the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So the Wheel of Fortune is your circumstance. So you, my dear, are going through a karmic shift. This karmic shift changes things. Things are changing. And whatever area of your life that is, that this new moon will start manifesting this change, right? You'll know what it is. Maybe you're going to trigger it yourself, or maybe it's just going to manifest for you. You could trigger it yourself by going into a new moon ritual and doing some magic on your intent on what you want to change, right? But I'm definitely seeing a turn of the cycle for you. It's like a flipping over of your karma, all right? So karmically, this month is going to be very important for you. So let's look a little bit deeper into what this is. Okay, so where you're at right now, you are in the energy of the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups this is a very romantic type of energy. This is an energy of, just kind of going with your feelings, really just tapping into the higher realms a little bit and trying to stay ungrounded. So that's where you're at, is you're just feeling like this energy of creativity and romance and stuff. But where you need to go is actually the Page of Cups. Now, the funny thing is, you wouldn't think I would tell you that, right? But you need to go towards the Page of Cups, which is actually the earthy part of the emotional. Okay, so this is like a more grounded, instead of so up in the air and in the clouds, you need to come back down to earth a little bit and ground that energy. So still, you want to have that watery energy, but you want it to be more grounded. Okay, so what I always suggest to do with the grounding is to really just imagine you're like a root, like a tree, and you just imagine the roots are like growing down through your feet into the earth, and also imagine the colors green and citrine and brown and russet, right? And those kind of energies kind of flowing around your feet, and that will help to ground you a little bit and make you feel a little bit more of that earth prana. Okay, so you want to connect with that earth prana energy in order to ground a little bit. So you need some grounding is what I'm getting. So anyways, let's look at your stuck energies. So first, we have the 10 of Cups as your first stuck energy. And so that would mean that your first stuck energy is really, it's about other people. Okay, so the 10 of Cups is like, it's the people that are closest to you, okay? So you're a little bit stuck in the energy of others right now. You're a little bit stuck, it's like, and that makes sense for your Knight of Cups. Like, you're so up in the air because your energy isn't grounded. You're like in everybody else's energy. It's like you're an empath and you're just like, you don't even know what your emotions are because you're feeling everybody else's. Right? And so this energy is it's very ungrounded for you. It's very like just other people. It's like, different things going on and you're just helping everybody else and feeling everybody else, but you're ungrounded. But then we have the 9 of Pentacles. So you're also a little bit stuck in the energy of the earth element. Okay. So this is when it's getting interesting. You're a little bit stuck in maybe working a little bit too much and not focusing on that inner self enough, really not focusing on that earth element enough, and just focusing too much on, being up here in your head, working all of the time, always focusing externally and not enough internally, and not enough in the grounded energy of feeling like you're like solid, centered. Okay. So it's almost like your whole energy is not in you. It's like everywhere else. It's focused on other people. It's focused on work. It's focused on what you have to do, your responsibilities. And so I'm really feeling like your energy is just too out there. It's really not grounded in you. It's not centered enough. Okay. You're way too giving, probably, way too empathic and too giving of your energy. Right? And then we have the 9 of Cups. Okay, so this is the advice card here for you. So you have a couple of advice cards, and the first one is the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is telling you that you need to actually protect yourself. All right, so you need to actually protect your heart chakra. You're way too open right now. You are way too giving right now. You've got to protect yourself. Okay, you have got to protect your energy. And this card is telling you, hey, it's time for you to protect yourself. It's time for you to close that energy a little bit. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles. All right. And the Three of Pentacles is a card of working towards something. So yes, you need to be protecting yourself, but you also need, again, groundedness is what I'm getting. We have that pentacle energy. And also, working and developing your own inner potentials, okay? Working on that groundedness, working towards that and clearing that karma. And as you work on your own alchemical experience, your own awakening, your own, path working, whatever it might be that you're doing, meditation, as you do this work, whether you're pulling tarot cards, reading your astrology chart, whatever you're doing, I really feel like you need to make sure that you're grounded in it, that you're really grounding first, and that you're not just doing it intellectually and all out here. You need to come in and ground down and really meditate more and focus on the work, but in a way that you're not escaping, but you're diving into yourself. Does that make sense? Try not to escape and be all out there. Be in here and acknowledge your feelings. Acknowledge what you have going on. Acknowledge this heart chakra block and why it happened, right? Journal about that and meditate on that. Pull some cards on yourself, okay? Three of Pentacles, though, is about doing your work, really grounding down and doing your work, and not work for just escapism, like you've been doing, too chaotic and always just trying to just be out there, but being internal. Airplane. Okay. Then we have, this is the energy that you need to be focusing on this month. Okay, with this new moon energy, you need to be focusing on the fiery Ace of Wands, okay? This is your inner potential to make change happen. Think of the phoenix, right? The phoenix, it is a bird, it's a mythological bird that burns to ashes and then is reborn alchemically. Fire is the big primary element in alchemy that burns it all down and dissolves it. So then you can build it back up again in the right way, okay? So you're going through this karmic transformation right now, and it's time for you to dissolve, to use solve, right? Solve e coagula, and to just dissolve and release and to ground yourself and center yourself. Do your alchemical work, right? Because what you're manifesting is the High Priestess energy, okay? So you're manifesting a really good energy. You're manifesting an energy of being able to see beyond the veil, all right? If you take this path and you take this advice, you are going to be really tapped into this High Priestess energy. You are really going to start, like I was saying earlier, it comes back to this guy right here, this Page of Cups, really grounded, but tapped in. Okay, remember, it's all about you grounding in order to really get the answers and to really get good at this. So use some of the alchemical exercises. Make sure you're clearing. Make sure you're meditating this month, because the goal of this month is the Death card for you. And the Death card is about letting go and releasing and beginning something new. And that makes total sense for this karmic card of just complete change. So you're going through a really big change. This is a big transformation, okay? And this is the goal. The goal is to transform. The goal is to get through this ending and new beginning in order for things to get better for you, in order for that karma to be gone and cleansed and move on. But don't move on into some new experience. It's the same experience. You know what I mean? You want to let go and release the old stuff. You want to unblock that heart chakra and make sure you're doing your great work. All right? Because remember, High Priestess, that's where you want to go. All right? So the goal here is to accept the change, to accept the transformation, and to let it go. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you down in the comments, whether it resonated with you and how it resonated with you. I'm here every week, almost. Sometimes I skip a couple of weeks when I get busy. But anyways, I hope that was fun for you. And I'm Brandy Joy. You can find me at brandyjoy.com. And you can also sign up for my Magical Mystery School, which is a membership community where I take you through all of the paths of the Tree of Life. I take you through all the alchemical work step by step. I've been doing this for 20 years, so I would love to assist you on your journey if you're not with us yet. But if you are, I'll see you in the live session this week. All right, bye for now, everybody.